All right. So people online, can one person let me know if you can hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks so much. So welcome to Flow with Meditation. I'm Danny and I'll guide your practice today. So our class will be, we'll do movement and then we'll do a relaxation and we'll finish up with, depending on the time, about 5 to 10 minutes of meditation or so. Most important thing is to take care of yourself, honor your body, whatever is going on for you today. And if you're here with me in the studio, if you have, so you can place your 2 blocks to the front, right, and left edges of your mat, just so they're ready to go for later on. If you're at home, feel free to use whatever props you have that might be like blocks. And if you have towels or anything else to support knees as well. If you want to grab blocks, they're in the back, in that back space. Most important thing, if I haven't said this already, is just to take care of yourself, and I'll offer you lots of options throughout the class as well to make sure that you just listen to what works best in your own body. So we'll start out in a standing position today. So come up to the front edge of your space with your feet hip distance apart or a little bit wider. Relax your arms by the side of your body. Feel free to make any little movements with your shoulders, head, neck, mouth, jaw, wrists, fingers. And gradually, as you settle and root into the support of the earth, invite length throughout your whole body. Let your eyelids soften partway or completely closed. And take in a full, deep, connected breath through your nose or mouth. With the exhaling breath, open your mouth, let the breath go. One more time, deep, full breath. Open mouth, exhale, 2, let it go. And as you feel the soles of your feet making contact with the ground, take a moment or 2, or really as long as you need to arrive into this space. Whatever else has been happening for you today, what you've been navigating physically or in your mind, in your heart, allowing all of that to turn down in volume as you welcome yourself into this opportunity to be here and now. And from there, gradually begin to deepen your breath, again, either through the nose or the mouth, a fuller diaphragmatic breath, expansive, alive. The whole body begins to move, belly, ribs. You might notice your back body. And with the exhalation of each breath, empty the breath out completely. As you stay with this deeper breath pattern, add a bit of movement. So with your next inhalation, sweep your palms and arms up in front to the sky. With the exhalation, bend at your elbows, trace the front line of your body. So as if you're wiping away any tension here. Inhale again, bend the elbows, flip the palms. Exhale to trace the front line. A few more times this way, moving at your own rhythm and breath. Next cycle, at your own speed, when your hands are floating downwards, connect them in front of your heart space. Opportunity here to create a little bit of focus, intention, direction for your time here. It could be as simple as one word, one quality that you want to call into your evening or your day, next couple of days. Might be something like strength or healing, connection, perspective, forgiveness, kindness, laughter. What's one or two things that you could use more of right now in your life? Inviting that to be your focus, also to acknowledge each other's company here in the space and also virtually. Gently bow your head to your heart center. Slowly release your arms by the side of your body. Take some light on with your eyes. With inhale, circle the arms up to the sky. With exhalation, hands to heart center, hinge at your hips, fold forward into a forward bend. And with your inhalation, lift and lengthen halfway up, creating elongation in your spine. Exhale to fold back down. Continue this motion. Inhale for half lift. You can always bend your knees to create support. And with the exhalation, fold forward. Continuing in this motion, keep in mind, whether you're here or at home, there'll be times where I'll be turning to one direction or another just to give you a different view of my body. It doesn't mean that you need to turn, it's just an opportunity to see a different angle. One more time for inhale to elongate part way. With your exhalation, fold forward, gradually hands to the earth, step back, 1 foot, 1 knee down, and the other foot, other knee down. If you have sensitivity in your knees, or just for fun, if you have an additional prop, it can feel nice to place it under the knee. With your inhale breath, expand your right leg long behind you. Exhale, slowly cross your right foot all the way over to the left side, toes curl as they touch the earth. Inhale to lift, lengthen through the top of your head. With your exhale, curve your whole body over to the right, especially the torso and ribs, less with the head. Inhale back through center. Exhale, little curve for a side body rotation. Inhale to middle. Exhale again to curve. With the inhalation, return back to center, float your right leg behind you. Exhale, coil in, bend your knee to nose as the chin draws inwards. Inhale to extend, leg back behind. Exhale again, knee to nose. In breath to elongate. Exhale one more time to coil in. Inhale to lengthen, leg back behind. With exhale, lower your knee down to the earth. In breath to stretch your left leg long behind you. Exhale, cross over, left toes to the ground. Inhale to elongate. With the exhalation, arc over to the left side, little C curve. Float with your own rhythm here, a few more rounds. Final cycle to arc at your own speed, listening to your body and breath. When you inhale your torso back to center, float your left leg back up. Use the exhaling breath to round in. Move with your rhythm here. Inhale to expand forward. Exhale to round in. Final cycle here, deep breath. With the exhalation, coil inward. Inhale to lengthen your leg long behind. And with the exhale, place your knee down onto the earth. From there, on an inhale, take your hands to your sides, rise up all the way to kneeling position. Same motion as we did before, sweep the arms forward. With the exhalation, trace the front line. Inhale to float, arms rise up to the sky. This time with your exhalation, lower your arms straight out in front, open your right arm back behind, start to twist over to the right. Inhale, wrap your arm forward and up, torso at center. Exhale, circle and rotate to the left side. Move this way, inhale through middle, exhale, rotation. Honoring your range of motion here, so it doesn't have to be super deep. Listening to how far in the twist your body wants to move. few more times side to side at your own speed. And wherever you're at, next time you're in the middle space, pause there with an inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, take your arms wide this time, lowering your hands all the way down onto the ground here. Step your knees just a tad behind of your hips. Activate through your finger pads, curl your toes under, and with an in-breath, shift your hips back behind. Head relaxes in between your arms for downward facing dog pose. Bend your knees as much as you need here. Feel free to walk out one knee at a time. Stretch out through your whole body here. Deep breathing. Take your feet just a little wider so they're hip distance. Yeah, that's it. And then bend your knees just a tad. Yeah, and press your hips back. You got it. That's it. So continuing to create elongation in the spine here. If there's any tension in your low back, bend your knees a little bit more, taking the hips back. 3 more rounds of conscious, dedicated breath here. One more inhale. With your exhale, feel free to look out in front for support. Start to walk up to the front edge of your space into a forward fold. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale to elongate halfway up. With your exhalation, bend your knees, shift the weight back behind. Inhale, rise up, legs strong, arms follow to the sky, standing. Exhale, hands float to heart center. With the inhalation, palms lift back up to the sky. And from here, take a look down, adjust your feet hip distance apart, inner legs strong, little scoop in the tail to tone the low belly, squeeze through the glutes, side body extends, head and neck relax for mountain pose. If there's any tightness in your shoulders, you can always take the arms out into a wider V, checking in with your body here. One more breath. With exhale, lean over to the right side, one hand to your hip, one arm up and over. Focus on elongation as opposed to a crunch here. You can stay right there, or for a little bit more fire and sensation, draw the arms back up so they're framing your head. Inhale, back up through center, pause here. With exhale, bend your knees, shift the weight back behind, draw the arms back for chair pose, inner legs strong. If there's any tension in your low back, create a little bit of a lengthening through your tail to find more of a neutral low back spine for you. Stay with your breath here, building just a little bit more fire through the legs. Honor your own experience here. And with the inhale, root and rise back up to the sky. Exhale, arcs to the left side, one hand to hip, one arm up and over, focus on length. Stay there or frame for a little bit more fire. Inhale to rise back up through center space. With exhale, bend your knees, shift the weight back. Chair pose, inner legs strong again. Mindful of your low back. This time around, draw the arms out in front, either to the horizon, or if the shoulders are comfortable, the arms can rise higher, but check in. So if this is not comfortable, stay in the middle, or even hands can come to your hips. Deep breath. Inhale to rise back up to the sky, arms lift. Exhale, hands to heart, hinge and fold back into a forward bend. Inhale to lift and lengthen halfway up. With exhalation, fold forward. If you have blocks handy or something like it, take them to the highest setting as you step your left foot back behind you, moving into a little lunge. With the block supporting here, inhale to bend into both knees. Draw the front body open through your spine. Exhale to straighten through your front leg round. So the blocks frame your foot for support here. Yeah, that's it. And know that you can always place your back knee down to the ground. If this is a little bit too much, back knee can land, can do exactly the same movement, a little bit more supported. Couple more times, moving with your own rhythm and breath here. And final cycle, when you come forward, pause. Front knee lands in line with the ankle below, back leg elevated and strong, keeping this lengthen from the center of your body to the top of your head, relaxing any tension through your neck. One more deep breath. Exhale, power through your back leg, step up, front edge of your mat, forward bend. Inhale to lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, shift the weight back behind, inner leg strong, in-breath, rise, arms to the horizon, chair pose. Inhale to lift, back up to standing. Exhale, arc over to the right side. Inhale through center, exhale, arc left side. Inhale, back up through middle, both palms touch. Exhale, hinge and fold, forward bend. Inhale to lengthen part way. Exhale, fold back down to the ground. Gradually step your right foot back behind you. Moving into the same motion, blocks support if you have them. Bend both knees, open through the front body. Exhale, round your spine as the legs straighten to your degree. Moving at your own speed, your own rhythm. An opportunity here to also check in with the attention of your mind. So if you find that your mind starts to drift throughout the practice, know that this is very normal, it's very human, and it is an opportunity to come back to movement, to breath, to sensations in your body. Next cycle, as you bend into your front knee, pause here. Make any little micro adjustments to settle. Legs stay strong. And find length from the side of your ribs all the way to the sky. One more breath in. Exhale, step up, front edge of your space, forward bend, feet hip distance or so. Inhale to lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, bend your knees, shift the weight back behind. In breath for chair, arms rise. Exhale to sink. Inhale, rise back up through center. Again, exhale, a little arcing movement with breath, one side. Inhale, circle through center, opposite side. Inhale through middle, both arms to the sky. Keep your legs long this time. Exhale, take the hands down all the way behind, either to your low back or a bit lower to the hips. Root into your feet. You can even give yourself a little press down, keeping this in breath to lift up and out of your waist. Begin to lean back from your mid and upper back. Chin can tip to the sky just a bit, ensuring there's zero pressure of discomfort on the neck, spinal discs. Inviting length here, gentle baby back bend. So you get to go as far back as works here as you stay stable, strong, inner legs fired up. Inhale to return back through middle space. Exhale, hinge and fold right all the way towards the earth, forward bend. Inhale to lengthen, halfway rise, spine long. Exhale, fold back to the ground, hands touch down, take your time, step your feet back, hips high, returning back to downward facing dog pose. Reconnect here in down dog. And remember, if your hamstrings are pretty tender, contracted, bend your knees. Take your hips back to create freedom through your low spine. And with your inhalation, gradually roll forward, high plank pose, top of a push-up. Knees can always come to earth to help you out here. Otherwise, stabilize buoyancy through the center of the body. Abdominals drawing slightly in. And the mid and upper back can round skyward just a tad. Energize through your fingertips. Top of the head presses forward for 3, 2, 1. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower all the way down onto the earth. Uncurl your toes, legs hip distance, inner leg strong, glutes awake. Slide your hands by the side of your ribs. Inhale, pull forward for length. Then add the little height here for cobra pose. Exhale to fold back down. And continue your own rhythm here. A few rounds. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Continuing on your own rhythm here. Stay with the breath. You can stay in this up and down motion, or next time around, when you lift, opportunity to pause to create a little bit more heat building. Your choice. If you're in the hover, also next layer would be to float your hands off of the earth, either in a little tap dance or to hover them. Check in what's happening with your low back. Keep the glutes engaged. One more breath. Exhale to lower back down to the earth. Take a brief moment for pause. Notice any reverberation. And from there, curl your toes under, root into your hands. Inhale to press up through tabletop position. Fingertips awake as you extend your hips back, returning downward facing dog pose. Inhale, right leg high to the sky for 3-legged downward dog. Exhale, take your time as much as you need to step your right foot through in between your hands. So you can also use hand to calf support to accomplish this. Stabilize through your stance. So the stance can be shorter, legs strong. Inhale, rise up, hands to hips. Sink into your front thigh, lengthen through your side body. Crescent lunge pose. Can remain there or layer on. In breath, the arms rise. Especially if your low back doesn't feel so happy here, can bend your knees a little bit. That can help to create more ease finding the natural low back spine. One more inhalation. With exhale, bend into your left knee more deeply. Start to rotate and twist your right arm back behind, left arm forward, moving into a rotation here. Option to have your back hand to your hip or low back for support of the right shoulder. Gaze to the earth, especially if you feel unstable here. Inhale, return back up through center, both arms lift. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground. Inhale, press back, right leg to the sky, 3-legged down dog. With your exhalation, lower your foot down to the earth. Inhale, roll forward, high plank pose, top of the push-up. Exhale, knee support or lower all the way down to the ground here. Uncurl your toes. Leg strong, hands slide back. In breath, pull forward and up, cobra. Exhale, lower down to the earth. Curl your toes. Inhale, press up through tabletop. Legs strong, hips back, downward dog. Take a moment to notice, to feel. With an inhalation, left leg rises to the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhale, step your left foot through in between your hands. Again, take your time to do this. Feel free to shorten the stance of your feet. Root into your legs. In breath, rise up, hands to hips. Set your foundation. Sink into your front leg. Length through the ribs. Option to add the arms. Invite awareness again into your mental realms, what's happening with your attention, your focus, opportunity to come back to this moment, this breath. One more inhale. Exhale, bend into your right knee, start to rotate through your ribs, opening to the left side. Arms extend, always option to take the back arm, left hand to your hip or low back to relieve tension from the left shoulder. Inhale to rise back up through center. Exhale, lower your hands down to the earth. Inhale, left leg high to the sky, three-legged down dog. Exhalation, lower your foot down with your breath. Roll forward, high plank pose. Exhale, knees support or lower from high plank all the way down to the ground. Activate through your legs, slide your hands a little back by the ribs, and breath to pull forward, then up, cobra pose. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Curl your toes under, and breath to lift. Same as before, find your way downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And with an exhalation, feel free to look out in front, migrate your way to the front edge of your space, returning into a forward bend. Inhale to lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, shift the weight back. Inhale, rise up all the way to standing, circle the arms. Exhale, hands fold down in front of your heart space. Look to the earth or close your eyes completely if that feels comfortable here. And take a moment, pause, receive, notice. Slowly relax your arms by the side of your space. Ensure here that you have space behind you to step back. So if you're in the middle of your mat, come a little more forward. From there, root the hands into your hips. Find a gaze point to help you with a little bit of balance. Shift the weight into your right leg, little bend in the standing leg. Inhale to float, left knee to hip height. Stabilize here. Can remain right in this place, or if you need more balance challenge, take the arms out to the side. You can also take your gaze center or to the sky. If you fall out, no big deal. Continue to focus on that slight micro bend in the right knee. That helps to awaken the calf, quad, and hamstring muscles, so you're not locking into the joint here. One more breath. With the exhalation, hands to your hips, step your left leg back behind a shorter stance here. Turn the toes to face forward, hips forward. With the inhale, front leg elongates. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. Exhale, circle the arms back behind you. Clasp anywhere along your forearms, elbows. In breath, root into your feet. Start to lift up and out of your waist. Lean back. Extending through your spinal column. Stargazer pose. Inhale to return back through center space, low back to neutral. Release your hands back to your hips. And from there, look out in front, returning to the balance here. Activate into your right foot. Inhale to float left knee out in front. Stabilize here with the in-breath. Extend arms rise up to the sky. On your exhale, begin a rotation, right hand to the front of your leg, the left arm behind as you twist left. Honor your range of motion here and heat building anywhere in your body. Inhale to return back through center through the balance, hands to your hips. Exhale, lower your foot down to the earth. Honor yourself wherever you're at. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, hands to hard hinge, fold forward, forward bend. Inhale to lift and lengthen halfway up. Exhale, optional open mouth sound as you fold forward, let it go. Ah. Inhale again, halfway rise. Exhale, bend your knees, shift the weight back, root down. Inhale to circle, lift your arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands fold through center, palms to your hips. Once again, stabilize your balance point on the earth, little bend in your left knee. Inhale, right knee towards hip height. This is a beautiful place to pause and check in what this side needs. It might need another layer. Play with the gaze. Make sure you're focusing on a non-moving point. If you fall out, no big deal. Play with the pose. One more breath. Exhale, gradual step. Your right foot back behind. It's a shorter step back. Turn your back foot towards the front edge of your space. Hips square, legs strong. In breath to circle the arms. Exhale, wrap your arms back behind you. Lengthen out from center of the body, gentle, lean back. Chin can tip, mindful of your neck. Inhale to return back through center, hands to your hips. Look out in front for support of balance. Gradually bend into your left knee. Return back, right knee towards hip height. Stabilize here. Inhale, breath. Exhale, revolve and twist to the right. One hand to knee, left arm back behind or to your hip. Keep your gaze steady on the earth, especially if you're feeling a little unstable. Use the in-breath to return back up through center, hands to your hips. Exhale, lower your foot down, honoring sensation here. Inhale, circle the arms back to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center, fold forward, forward bend. Bend your knees here as much as you need for your low spine. Take hands to opposite elbows, head and neck heavy, ragdoll pose. If this is way too much traction on your low back, take your forearms to your thighs with your knees bent. Head can still relax, but this can de-intensify the pose. Feel free to make any little swaying motions with your torso, head and neck, very gentle, slow movements, forward, back, right, left. And from there, relax your hands down to the earth. If you're swaying, bring your torso back to center. Inhale to lengthen halfway up. Exhale, fold back down to the ground. Hands touch down. Step back, downward facing dog once more. Hips high. Bent knees as much as you need for the low spine. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your knees down to the ground. Hands adjust underneath of your shoulders, knees under the hips. With the in-breath, tip your tail back, collarbones broaden forward, cow stretch. Exhale, coil and round, cat stretch. Give yourself these few undulating movements with your breath here. And final cycle, when you're in a rounded position, the cat stretch next time. Use your inhaling breath to return your low back to a neutral place. And gradually maneuver your hips to one side. Extend your legs straight out in front. And from here, with the hands back behind, draw the soles of your feet together. Heels come as close to the groin as works for you. So it doesn't have to be super close. Begin with the arms back behind. Press into your feet so there's a little bit of activation still in the muscles of the legs. Inhale to lift and lengthen. This might be plenty for your body, so stay right there. If you do feel like you need a bit more sensation, start to lean forward. Then from there, next layer, if you're not really feeling much, is hands to feet. So check in where you're best supported. Use the breath to help out any unnecessary tension in your body. Observe how things soften through the deep breath. And with an inhalation, gradually return your torso back to center. If it's folded, hands support the side of your knees to create a little lift here. Stretch your legs out, point your toes out just to relax any tension from the knees, make any ankle movements. And from there, hands still back behind for support. Open your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Start a little gentle windshield wiper movement from side to side. And from there, very gradually, with an in-breath, knees return back up to center space. Adjust your feet out in front. Make sure the space behind you is clear. Inhale to lift and lengthen. And with the out breath, use the strength of your abdominal muscles to slowly roll down all the way onto the ground. Lengthen your legs long onto the earth. With an inhale, take your arms above the top of your head and take a full body stretch here. Toes press forward, fingers press back as if you were gently being pulled both ways. Create length. One more breath here. Exhale to gently release, arms by the side of your body. Rebend your feet. Heels about 5 to 6 inches away from your sitting bones. If you have a block handy, or something like a block. Place it in between your inner thighs to create some activation for the adductor muscles. With the feet rooted, shoulders pressing, inhale to lift, squeeze through your glutes, hips rise, bridge pose. Focus on engagement through your legs to stabilize the spine here. If you don't have a block handy, envision yourself hugging a cushion to awaken the inner leg muscles. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly descend back down to the earth. Relax through muscles here as you take the block out of the way. And from there, on an in-breath, lift both of your feet straight up to the sky. Micro bend in the knees, welcome here. The hamstrings a little tighter. Gradually join your arms up as well, straight up to the ceiling. And from here, start to shake everything out through the toes, the feet, calves, quads, and also the palms, forearms, the biceps and triceps, shaking everything out here. You're creating a little bit of lymph stimulation, releasing any spinal tension that's held up for you. Continue to shake it out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gradually hug your knees in towards center. Give yourself a full squeeze. Inhale, deep, deep, full breath. Exhale to relax your legs long onto the earth. Arms by the side of your body. If your low back is not super happy in this position, know that you can always bend your knees, slide the feet a little out to the side, and let one knee rest to the side of the other. If you have any additional layers or something to cover the eyes, you can always use that as well. Make any final little movements here to ensure that your body is comfortable. Once you've settled onto the support of the ground, let your feet relax fully. Soften through your calves and quadriceps. And release any tension through your abdominal muscles, ribs, shoulders and arms. Letting go. Allow the neck and mouth, jaw to be at ease. Eyelids soft and forehead spacious. And give yourself this time to simply be and rest. I'll be back to guide you out in just a little bit of time. and very gradually become more aware of your body as you rest here. Know that you always have the option to stay in this resting posture a little longer and skip the meditation part, your choice. If you are moving towards the meditation, invite a soft breath in and allow for little waking motions through your fingertips and toe tips. And take any other movements, shoulders, head and neck. With the inhalation, hug your knees into center space. Roll over to one side in a fetal position. And gradually, at your own rhythm, find a supportive way to press yourself back up and adjust yourself into a comfortable seat. Feel free to use blocks or cushion or a towel, anything else that you have near you. The goal is to lift up the spine, creating more length. The hands either rest at center or wider out on the thighs. With your spinal column long, re-soften your gaze down to the earth or fully closed. An opportunity here to sit and simply be, to support your mind with an added little anchor. You can observe the full motion and movement of your breath, seeing what's in movement with an inhalation and what moves with an exhalation. And also get more specific and focused just to one area, belly center, ribs, or tips of your nostrils. And when you find that your mind has drifted for a prolonged period of time, it's about 15 seconds or more somewhere else, opportunity to bring the focus back to noticing the way that your breath moves. And check in if your attention is lost somewhere else. Be kind to yourself and gently bring it back. Also honor any sounds that you're aware of in your space, letting them be in the background. You continually come back to observing the breath. And very gently allow your attention to encompass your whole body once more. Gradually bring your hands once again in front of your heart space. Take note if anything has shifted for you through your time of practice, physically or through your breath or in the mind. To affirm and acknowledge the time that you've carved out here, as well as the quality or two that you called into your space and each other's company here and in the virtual world. Gently bow your head to your own heart center, celebrating your wisdom, your strengths. Namaste. Take your time to take on light once again, make any movements in your body. And feel free to say hello, ask a question online or here. And otherwise, enjoy the rest of your evening and take care.